See if we can go back to Sally Hernandez now, live at ABIA as the president is set to deplane Air Force One. Sally?
Hi, yeah, Brian, things are changing by the minute, as you can imagine, here at ABIA. Air Force One did land here at the airport. I'm going to ask if we can, our photographer, and I know it's a little late notice, to turn the camera around because you'll see Governor Rick Perry and Mayor Lee Leffingwell, who are here on the tarmac. Now, you'll remember back in 2010, we'll go ahead and do that right now. Governor Rick Perry was here to hand the president a letter, but was unsuccessful in doing that, and so handed it over to President Obama's aide. And in that letter, it talked about border security. So Governor Rick Perry right there in front of you right now with his hands in his pocket, not really sure if he has a letter in that pocket that he is going to hand the president, or at least try to right now. Lee Leffingwell, the mayor of Austin, also here on the tarmac, and he was here the last time the president was in town as well to greet him and to thank him for coming to Austin. The reason that he is in the Austin area, as we've been talking about really for the past few days, Brian, is so that he can look and see what makes Austin so special when it comes to technology. And Austin is doing a great job of that, he says. So that's why he's going to go over to Maynard Tech High School, because those are the tools that teachers there are teaching the students about technology today and technology for tomorrow. So right now, Air Force One has landed, and it should be taxiing its way over to, yep, there it is to my right. So Governor Rick Perry will walk up to Air Force One any minute now. It's still moving, and it is moving. And there are 24 people who are waiting to greet the president as he steps off of Air Force One. I don't know if you could hear in the background the plane that is taxiing right now, but that is Air Force One. Governor Rick Perry and Mayor Lee Leffingwell are only the two elected officials that I do see here on the tarmac. I don't see any other council members. I know that Police Chief Art Acevedo was here previously when President Obama touched ground, and of course APD is a heavy presence here at the airport along with some other first responders. EMS is here from Travis County, and there are Secret Service agent cars lining the tarmac right here. I could count more than a dozen of those cars. So what you're seeing right now is live Air Force One that landed a few minutes ago and is now getting ready for President Obama to step down. Who came to see him. We had people that we met from as far away as San Angelo who drove to come and shake hands with the president. In fact, one woman said that she has a daughter who is in the military, in the Air Force, and is actually traveling with the president today here to Austin because for security reasons. But she called her mom and said, hey mom, there is going to be a very important person in town in Austin, and you may want to make the trip over here to try to meet him. And so of course the mother drove 3 hours to get here so that she could hopefully shake his hand, she says is what she wants to do. And she's one of about, I think, 24 people who have gathered to meet the president right now. So right now it looks like the president should be stepping off in just a few minutes. Air Force One, as you mentioned, landed about 10 minutes early. But a few things about Air Force One that might surprise you that we were able to get off of the White House website, for one thing. And we'll talk about that as the president gets ready to get off of Air Force One in just a few minutes. And of course, when that happens, we will let you know so that you could watch that right here live on KXAN News at noon. Governor Rick Perry and Mayor Lee Leffingwell are both watching and waiting, and wait to see what the president has to say to them. So once he steps off, we'll of course bring it to you. I understand Josh is live with us to talk a little bit more about his visit.
Sally, we're actually going to stay on this shot if we can while Air Force One parks and the president and his entourage deplane. Want to let you know there is a ground freeze in place at ABIA right now. All movement on the runways and the taxis have ceased any kind of movement during this period while Air Force One parks into its spot. But Air Force One, of course, the president's primary mode of transportation as he goes cross-country and internationally, a fascinating structure there. And we are going to send it over to Josh Hinkle right now for more on what's expected from his speech at Maynard Tech High School, which is his first stop. Josh?
Yeah, Brian, it just got really quiet here compared to what it was just a few minutes ago. They're doing mic checks here up there on the podium where the president will be speaking. You can see all those kids back there behind me have started lining up on the risers. They are anxiously awaiting the president, who will be here in just about 45 minutes to speak if he is on schedule. He's going to be touring the high school a little bit before that to kind of see how they do things here, because they've seen a lot of success. Most of the kids here at Maine or New Tech do go on to college, and many of them are the first in their family to actually go to college. So he's going to be talking about recognizing these students on the real world skills that they learn here, things that they need to get jobs right out of school. You know, they use a lot of technology here. They all have the latest tools, iPads, iPods, laptops for every student. So also going to be talking about the need to fund places like this, and there are a lot of schools across America right now that are following suit, more than 100 so far. And if you got the president coming to your own school, then that probably means you're doing things pretty well. Back to you, Brian.
All right, thanks, Josh. Yeah, a little about Maine or New Tech High School. Again, it opened back in 2007. There's a strong focus on the STEM subjects, the science, technology, engineering, and math. And they use a technology network model, kind of a project-based, student-driven learning environment. It's actually modeled after similar schools out in California. They do a lot of collaboration with the business community, and that is why President Obama has chosen Maine or New Tech High School as his first location for his middle-class jobs and opportunity tour, and why he has chosen Austin. Well, we can see the preparations are underway for President Obama to deplane. We saw Governor Rick Perry and Austin Mayor Lee Leffingwell, in fact, taking pictures of Air Force One as they wait on the tarmac for President Obama. Again, 2 years ago, we saw Governor Rick Perry hand President Obama a letter. That letter happened to be about immigration reform and border security. President Obama politely deferred it to one of his aides. We will see if Governor Perry tries anything like that this time or not, or maybe just settles for a handshake.